Hi everybody, this has been requested so many times. This is my review of the Silk and Sonder Wellness Journal subscription. It's a big mouthful, right? A lot of you have asked me about this over several months now, and I just finally got around to trying it. So here we go. Let's take a look at it. Silk and Sonder is a monthly wellness journal subscription. You receive a new journal every month, and according to the website, each journal is inspired by positive psychology, bullet journal techniques, and proven self-help layout, and includes guided prompts, wellness trackers, and dated calendar spreads for easy introspection, creativity, and focus. So when you subscribe, you get themed guided monthly journals, a month-long daily audio practice to establish daily rituals, a members-only community and app, virtual programming, and in-person experiences to accelerate your personal growth. I have no idea about that. I'm just going off of what the website says. And then each notebook is different. This is the October notebook right here. We'll go through that in this video so that you can get an idea of what you get out of it. But every month the notebook is going to look a little different. Each one does include artisanal, surprise cover, and artwork. Artisanal? I guess an artist. I mean, this is a beautiful watercolor thing, but artisanal, I usually think of bread. Surprise cover and artwork, a letter from our creator, daily, weekly, and monthly calendar spreads, habit, mood, meal, and expense trackers, themed guided journaling prompts, evidence-based exercises, coloring pages, blank note pages, recipes, inspirational quotes, and a little surprise just for you. The journal itself is 7 inches by 8.5 inches. The paper weight is 100 pounds for the cover. It's like a nice thick cardstock, not coated. It just feels like cardstock. And then the paper is 70 pound. It features gold wire binding, my personal favorite. Hashtag sarcasm. The covers, they say, are collectible because they're different every month. And then custom designs and frameworks. Pricing. So I paid the monthly price, which is $19.95, because I only wanted to subscribe for the month to get the first one. I don't need more notebooks. But you can do quarterly, which winds up being $18 per month. So I think if I do some quick math in my head, that would be, what, $54 quarterly? And then yearly is $14.90 per month, which would be around $179 for the year. I didn't do that in my head. I used a calculator. And so this is what you get. So let's take a look at it. Now for your first month, you get this little new member, new member checklist, new member packet. Comes with a little, it's in like a little heavy cardstock folder. And in the front, there's a little I am card and you're supposed to write your affirmation on it. You get a feelings wheel, which starts with basic feelings, surprise, sadness, anger, fear, love, and joy, and then it breaks it down into smaller feelings. We'll use love for one. Love could be broken into peaceful, tenderness, desire, longing, and affectionate. And then the outer wheel breaks it down even further. Satisfied, relieved, compassionate, caring, infatuation, passion, attracted, sentimental, fondness, and romantic. And it does that for every single one. So this can help you pick feelings for your mood tracker. And then here is the accountability group, self-care games, Sonder Club for their mobile app, and it has the little QR codes that you can scan to, join in on that. Then you have a little note from the founder. And I also noticed that while it's still a watercolory flower scheme, the colors are different than the October journal. So this is specific, I think, to this packet. And then here is the daily rituals, the audio experience that we talked about in the very beginning. You scan the QR code and then it will give you daily little audio message with a ritual to help you build habits, overcome beliefs, blah, blah, blah. And so then here is your new member checklist. It gives you a list of things you need to do once you get this packet. Apply to the club, which is the online community. Pick your habits for your habit tracker wheel, which we'll see in the notebook. Select your moods from your feelings wheel. Choose your accessories, if you're gonna use stickers or pens or whatever that you wanna use with it. Commit to a daily routine or weekly routine to use your journal. Introduce yourself to the online community. Read, get started with my Silk and Sonder, and there's a QR code to scan for that blog post. Fill out one page of your journal to start the habit, attend an event. They've got guided Sonder circles, which are immersive guided workshops, and Sonder socials, which are an interactive space to exchange tips and tricks. And again, there's QR codes for those. And then you can repurpose a section that might not resonate for you. Frequently asked questions, how it works, when you receive your journals. They try to make sure your journal gets to you before the first of the month. So I got this one for October. I ordered mid-September and I got it before the start of October. Some information about how to make it part of your daily routine, why you should make time for it. And then there's some advice in the back about where to start, and it reiterates all of those QR codes. So this is your little members welcome packet. And I assume you only get this your first month that you have the journal. Now this is the October journal. So by the time you see this video, this will not be the most updated one. This is just to give you an idea of what you get with the monthly subscription. I love the colors, the kind of like mauves and purples and brownish colors for fall. I think this is really pretty. This is my style. This is very much my style. Silk and Sonder, October 2021, and the word is patience. We open this up and here is the daily rituals audio thing. So each of these are the ones you get throughout the week. It gives you up to 21, and then it gives you a spot for a takeaway. You get a little sticker here with a refer a friend, and then here's some space for your information. This is your index and some notes on the front where you can add in other pages and things you want. Like this gives you here's your overview of the whole month, and then you can add your own notes to refer to different pages. I like that. I think that's pretty cute. Here's your letter from the creator and your instruction sheet. It gives you some info about using colors for the mood tracker, your habit tracker, your sleep tracker, your mind and body health plan, your wheel of life, and your patient's activity. 2021 calendar, and here's your monthly calendar for October with a Monday start. No holidays, fuck yeah. Then you get a future log for the next 4 months, November through January, and you get both a calendar as well as some lines on the side. So this is very much like a bullet journal sort of idea. September reflections, reviewing your last month, wins, hiccups, favorite moments, hard moments, what do you want to start, stop, and continue? And then some intentions to set for the new month, spiritual health, personal life, physical health, key relationships, money management, and professional goals. For the mood tracker, that's where that wheel comes in. So you go and you pick 6 feelings off of this wheel and you fill them in here, and then you pick a color for each one. And then for each day of the month, you color in which of those feelings you were feeling. And then your October habit tracker gives you space for 7 habits. And then it's a wheel, and you have space every day to color in when you do those. So you're filling in the whole wheel. I've seen a bunch of people do these in bullet journals, and it's always seemed like a pain in the ass to draw in. So this could be cool if you are somebody who's been interested in doing like a circular tracker, but don't want to deal with finding a compass and all that other bullshit. Sleep tracker, all the days of the month, time you fell asleep, time you woke up, number of hours slept, how you felt, and how rested you feel on a scale of 1 to 5. This is a lot more in-depth than my sleep tracker that I did. And then patience log. Was there a moment where you felt more or less patient today? Write it down. Journaling prompts. When was the last time you had to wait in order to get what you wanted? What was it like to be in that space of waiting? What factors deplete your patience? What factors support your patience? What actions can you take to prevent yourself from losing your patience? So obviously the theme of patience is throughout this. I would imagine that if you got a different month with a different theme, the journaling prompts and maybe the tracker would be different. Here's a letter of gratitude to write to somebody who believed in you when you didn't believe in yourself, to remind you again about not being too hard on yourself. For the wheel of life, you have each of these areas, you rate them on a 1 to 10. This reminds me a lot of the Moxie Life Compass assessment. So you have 10 areas and you're supposed to color in basically from down here is 1 all the way up to 10, how you're feeling about each area. This feels like I said, the Moxie Life Compass assessment also reminds me of that level 10 life shit that went around on bullet journals for a while. And the 10 areas are education, financial, health, career, family, spiritual, relationships, romance, home environment, and adventure. Here is a patience activity. picking a situation where you struggled with being patient and you just describe the situation. Then you talk about what feelings does that experience evoke for me? Are these feelings healthy for my overall well-being? How have these feelings influenced my responses in that situation? What are some immediate ways to help control my feelings? What is a more reasonable explanation for why this situation happened? Had I identified these alternatives and ways to help manage my emotions at the time the situation occurred, would the outcome have been different? And there's some examples on there. Then here's a recipe for a butternut squash curry. Not gonna lie, I wouldn't make that. I'm not a fan of curry though, so that's probably why. And then here's a notes page with a very light grid situation on it. I should also note the pages are numbered, which is good for the index. Here's a coloring sheet with like a little pumpkin and sunflower patch. Noticing nature game. Again, I'm assuming that this is something that they change every month, but this is what do you notice about you're supposed to look for leaves, and then what do you notice about them? As you're looking at them, what colors do you see? Take a deep breath. How does the air smell today? Draw the leaf. What would you name your leaf? What do you like about the leaf, and what patterns are on your leaf? And if you tag them on Instagram, they want you to share it and tag them so that they can see it. I would imagine, first of all, this already I'm starting to have a thought that this at least this month particularly is very fall oriented. So if you are not in the Northern Hemisphere, this might not, like all of these activities and this whole vibe of like autumn might not be your thing because you're not in autumn right now. 2 more notes pages with the grid, not the dot grid, like an actual grid. And then here's a quote. There's a monthly expense tracker with the date, the description, the category, and the amount. And then we get into your weekly spreads. Now you get 3 full spreads per week. So week 39, and it highlights it right here. It gives you a space for to-dos, a space for some habits or activities, a goal for how many days you want to do it. Then you check it and how many days you actually did it. This week I want to feel. And then 3 major weekly goals, and these have a little grid background. And then here we have a meal plan, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack for the whole week, Monday through Sunday. Another quote, here is a mind-body health plan for you to write out what you want to do Monday through Sunday. And apparently this is to write out like a goal for each day of something to do in the mind-body health sphere. A grid area for a shopping list, and then a great food, memory, and song from the week. Then we're into, and I'm going to zoom you in a little bit more so you can see a little closer. Here is the actual weekly spread, also a Monday start, which I appreciate. So you have one thing at the top of the week, one thing to do each day. You have a spot to circle your weather, and there's little weather pictures. And then you just have a full column here with a very light grid background. And at the bottom, there is a water tracker with 8 water drops. For the sake of measurement, the columns are 2 inches wide and the squares are 5 by 5 millimeters. So about standard bullet journal size squares, and then the columns are 1/2 inch wider than what a lot of people consider a standard vertical column of 1.5 that was sort of put into place by Erin Condren. So your stickers will fit in here, but they'll be, if you use those size of stickers, they'll be a little smaller, but they'll still fit. And then the total length of the column is 6 inches. So 2 by 6 inches, and you get a full column for every day of the week, except for the weekends. The weekend is smushed down into 1 column, but you still get all the same one thing, weather and water. You just have less space to plan on the weekend. And then we have a spread of notes grid, and then you go into the next week. This particular one is 5 total weeks. There's a different quote at the top of every weekly spread, the beginning of the 3 spreads, basically. And then at the back here, you get to the end, you have 1 additional notes page and a spot for your referral link. And then in the back is the cover. So the paper is not white. It is like a cream color. It's very smooth and it feels nice for 70 pound. I'm gonna do a pen test on it right quick. For my pen test, I have a gel pen, Pentel Energel Gel Clena gel pen in 05, Pitt Artist Pen fine liner in small, Tombow dual brush pen, a Zig clean color dot pen, and a mild liner highlighter. I did make sure to cross over with the highlighter because that happens to me a lot where my highlighter is not just 1 layer but gets doubled up. And I press down lightly and harder with the Zig dot pen. So we do have some shadowing. The only ridging comes from the gel pen. There is shadowing with the highlighter, the dot pen, and the dual brush marker, but none of it bleeds through. The most shadowing we get is with the harder press of the dot marker. The paper is really nice. So my final thoughts. It's a skinny little notebook. It is well put together. It's very thoughtful, very, very thoughtful. And there's a lot that comes along with it. Price-wise, per notebook, even if you pay by year, 14 bucks a month, for a one notebook for a month, it adds up. Like the total cost for the whole year is pricier than buying like a notebook or even 2 notebooks to do your own bullet journal. But on the same note, it's all the prompts and everything that come with it, it's very thoughtful, it's beautiful, and you get a new one every single month. This is a lot for me. I would not use this because I don't need all of these various prompts. Even if I repurposed like half of them, for me, all of the price that goes with it, it's not worth it. However, if you're gonna make use of the stuff that comes in the notebook and all the extras that come with it, the community, the audio, all of that stuff, I can see this being worth the price if you're going to use it. I do not see this as something that is for everybody, but for some people where this level of like journaling, and if you want to do this, but you want it to be beautiful and you want to have all the trackers, but you don't have the time or the inclination to draw it all in yourself and create it yourself, this could be very, very useful. The quality is great. The quality is great, both physically and like content-wise. This is awesome. This doesn't feel scammy. This actually feels really well thought out. It just depends on if it's something you're actually going to use or not. So I'd love to hear about that in the comments below. Now, I will likely give this notebook away in December when it comes to Vlogmas. I'm going to be giving away a bunch of planners. I know it's October, but you can repurpose it and use this in a different month if you want to. October's almost over. It's not going to be dated correctly regardless. So look for that if you're interested in that. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Are there planners you'd like me to take a look at and what you think about this? Is this something you would use? Is this up your alley? I'd love to know. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, peace.